So Nike CEO confirms that Caitlin Clark is getting her own signature shoe. Now, if you're not familiar with who Caitlin Clark is, I genuinely, like, if you don't watch basketball, or even if you don't watch basketball, you know who Caitlin Clark is, because she is literally making guys do stuff that we've never done before. I'll speak for myself. I have never tuned in to a WNBA game. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie for the internet. I have not. Until her and Angel Reese came on the scene, I promise you, I have never watched a WNBA game before. And when they came to the scene, I watched at least 3. And Caitlin be killing them people on the court. So she is the equivalent to a Steph Curry, a LeBron, a KD, a Kobe Bryant, a Michael Jordan of her own league. Whatever GOAT you want to put as this placeholder name for her, this comparison, she is literally that for the WNBA. She is literally like Derrick Rose, youngest MVP NBA history for the WNBA, and she's gonna kill it for years. And she's been killing it so much that last year Nike decided to give her a $8 million or 8-figure deal contract, and now she is getting a signature shoe. But I think this is really pivotal for Nike because I think she is the type of generational talent where if they fumble this, it could be really bad for Nike. This is like the equivalent of them losing. Now, I don't want to disrespect no NBA player, so let me choose my player correctly. I think, and this is actually a really good comparison, I think if they were to fumble the bag with Caitlin, I think it would be the same thing as Nike fumbling the bag with Kyrie, right? Kyrie, I think, went on a generational run when it came to drop-in basketball sneakers for Nike. I don't think there was really ever a time where Nike or Kyrie just had a bad shoe, bro. He always came with the collapse. He always came with the like beams too, like the SpongeBob pack. That was crazy. Now they did fumble the bag and he went to Anta, so now we really don't care, even though like we miss Nike Kyrie's, but he's killing over there with Anta. And I think the same thing will happen with Caitlin. I think she'll have that same effect to where like a lot of people will be upset, but at the same time she could go literally anywhere she wants and like it wouldn't make a difference. But I do think that they need to be very careful when it comes to her signature sneaker because it can make or break a lot of things. Now, just to put in context, there are only 13 other women in the lifetime of women's sports, basketball, that have a signature shoe, and she's the 13th person. Now, I'm going to be completely honest about you. There's probably only 2 that you know about. Puma and Breonna Stewart, which a lot of people really don't know about. I'm just giving her credit because I know about it. And then the Sabrinas, which is with Nike, which is basically like one of their top basketball shoes right now, and it's a women's exclusive shoe. So those are like the 2 most relevant shoes. But the Nike Sabrinas are literally killing it. They're doing better than some of the NBA player shoes right now. And Caitlin Clark shoes has the potential to do that because again, she is literally the GOAT of her own league. But there are some ways that they could ruin this. One, by making this some type of like of another shoe that we've already seen. Lately with Nike, it just seems like all of the shoes that they're dropping with their signature athletes outside of just like, you know, KD, etc. It just looks like they're just retrains of a past shoe that we already have. Or a lot of them are trying to bite so hard on Kobe's. Now, it does work for some of them, aka Sabrina's. Like, so literally look like some of her shoes look exactly like Kobe's, but I'm getting Kobe's and they have the performance. So like, I'll take a Sabrina. Like, I'm mad at it whatsoever. Now, the thing with Caitlin though, she is very heavily Kobe inspired. Majority of the shoes, I don't even think she wears any other shoes other than Kobe. So that could be a potential issue, that they just look so much like Kobe's that, you know, some people kind of get like already revamping Kobe's to the point where we're going to be able to have accessible Kobe's for us in 2025, and then we already have the Sabrinas. So having some Kobe's, and Kobe's, I wouldn't say are falling off, but that Kobe hype train that was at its peak, you know, is kind of off right now to the point where Kobe's are sitting. Like Chinese New Year's Kobe's are sitting, and I feel like that's a shoe that shouldn't be sitting. But if we already have like 2 shoes that are kind of the same, what's the difference between adding another one with Caitlin Clark? And I think that's just missing a whole new market, because she is literally the reason why a lot of people even watch her sport specifically. And I do think that she has just a crazy market that's just not untapped just because she's so new to the scene. And she's like, I wouldn't say she's a Kawhi, but she minds her business too. So she's not in the media. So unless like hooping, you really not gonna hear from her. Like literally, once they lost and they were out of the playoffs, like we have heard from Caitlin Clark. So she's gonna be very basketball oriented. And once it starts up for her season starts back up, and they confirm like new sneaker and apparel, things like that, she's gonna get a lot of sales. There's gonna be a bunch of frat boys. There's gonna be a bunch of adults. There's gonna be a bunch of kids that want her jersey, that wants a Caitlin Clark apparel, because she is literally doing what some guys are doing in the NBA. Like there are conversations where Caitlin Clark can be on certain teams in the NBA, or at least get a bucket in the NBA, compared to a lot of other females on the NBA where their game just truly translate to the NBA whatsoever. And we saw what Jeff Teague said on his podcast. So I ain't trying to get canceled, but if you seen that, I'm getting that. Like it translates over. But Caitlin has that potential. So I really hope that Nike doesn't fumble this, bro, whatsoever. Because I'm very interested in a Caitlin Clark shoe. Like it is literally like generational talent. She's literally generational talent. Like so you're gonna want to see something like everybody's eyes is on her right now, right? Well, at least when the season starts back, because the full adoption of us just like sitting watching WNBA games aren't there, especially when she's not active. But when she's active, all eyes are completely back on her, and I think the same thing will apply to her sneaker. So hopefully Nike does not fumble her bag, her shoes. I genuinely hope that they have a really good shoe for her, and I hope it's not just like some Kobe adjacent shoe. But you guys can let me know how you feel about the Caitlin Clark and what her shoe should look like, or are you excited for it? Like what should be? Because I do think that Nike, it's not pivotal to them, like it's drastic